welcome to QA Secret. In this video, we will discuss about the hierarchy of Selenium WebDriver interfaces and their core functionalities. And after that, we will write one sample program. So let's start. So this is one important interview question. So people ask like what are the super interfaces in Selenium WebDriver, and they will ask different inner interfaces present in WebDriver interfaces, and what is the different interfaces to execute a JavaScript program. These are different questions. So and we have to know like how internally Selenium WebDriver works. So to understand those, we have to understand those different interfaces. So when we write WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver, what happens in this line? The Chrome driver instantiate the browser and the browser open. But how internally it works? So to understand this, let's deep dive into the interfaces. So if you see this diagram, the search context is the super interface which is present in the top, and after that there are different interfaces: has virtual authenticator, JavaScript executor, prints page, WebDriver, take screenshot, has capabilities, and interactive. So all these are interfaces present in Selenium WebDriver, and the remote WebDriver is the class which implements all these interfaces. And for our program we are using Chrome driver, Firefox driver, IE driver, Safari driver, and Edge driver. These are browser specific driver classes which are extending from the remote WebDriver class. And for our local execution we are using this class to create the instance of WebDriver, as it contains all the implemented methods present in all these above interfaces. So remote WebDriver basically used for Selenium Grid when you want to execute in a remote machine. So for our local execution we are using this Chromium driver, Chrome driver, Edge driver for different browsers. So I have already listed few notes about these interfaces. So let's come to the search context. Search context is an interface that represents an ability to search for elements within a document or a subtree of documents. So which means that any object that can be searched for elements within a document or a subtree of document is a search context. And this interface contains two abstract methods called find element and find element. So these two methods are very important, and I think every day we have to execute use these two methods. So basically this find element method searches for a single element within the current context using a locator, and find elements will search for a list of multiple elements within the current context. And we have studied about JavaScript executor. So JavaScript executor generally allows to execute a JavaScript code snippets. So if you want to execute any JavaScript code or any JavaScript commands, then you have to use this execute script and execute async script. So these two methods. So that's why if you see these JavaScript executor is also implements by the remote WebDriver. So if so that is the use of a JavaScript executor actually. Similarly, take screenshot is another interface which is basically used for capturing the screenshot, and it has one abstract method called get screenshot as. So this method also will use to capture the screenshot. So going forward in our session we'll study about this one. Similarly, has virtual authenticator. So basically this is an interface which is used to manage this authenticator API actually. So what is authenticator means, if you want to store one public key or credentials, so that can be stored in a software entity called authenticator, and these authenticator are managed by this has virtual authenticator interface. So it has two methods called add virtual authenticator, which adds a virtual authenticator with provided option, and remove virtual authenticator will remove the authenticator. So Similarly, print space is another interface, so which is used basically for printing the page within the browser, and print is the abstract method present. And similarly, has capabilities is another interface which I have discussed here, has capabilities. So basically this will help us to give the capabilities at runtime. So what are the what are the different capabilities present or present in the driver interface we can get at runtime actually. So similarly, interactive is another interface which is present, basically that is used for running the W3C WebDriver action command. So there is one method, abstract method called perform. So that was implemented by all these implemented classes like remote WebDriver, Firefox driver. So these browser based classes. So basically these classes will use. So that method will be overridden and implemented in these classes actually. So these are the core interfaces which I have already discussed. So next we'll go to our WebDriver interface, which is the important one. So I have already created one diagram. If you see, this is the WebDriver interface, and this Chrome driver, Edge driver, Firefox driver, Internet Explorer driver, Remote Web driver, and Safari driver, these are all are implementing this class. So when we are creating one instance of the driver, suppose you want to create an instance of Chrome browser, then you have to write WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. What it will do, it will create an instance of Chrome driver, and it will open a page in the browser Chrome. So these are the implemented classes, and these are the inner interfaces present in WebDriver interface. One is for window, one is for timeout, one is target locator, and one is option. So these four interfaces contains abstract method which will be implemented in all these classes like Chrome driver, Edge driver, and Firefox driver. That's why we are always creating the instance of these classes so that we can use these methods directly. So if we go to these are the methods actually. So if you go to this method, so these are the important methods, abstract methods present in the WebDriver interface, and I think we'll discuss each and every method of this interface individually. So I have listed down all these methods and their usages. If you read, so this close method is close the current window. Similarly, find elements and find elements by we already discussed, and these are present in the search context interface. So as this WebDriver, the WebDriver interface is implementing that one, so these methods are also there. So similarly, page source, current URL, manage, and these are the methods which will give us this inner interfaces of WebDriver. Like manage class will give you the option interface. Similarly, navigate will give you the navigation interface, and switch to will be give us the target locator interface of instance actually. So we will use all these methods. So I have already listed down here individual interface and their details. So see here in navigation interface, so what it is actually doing. So if you use this interface, with this interface we can perform the following action. One is navigate back and forward in the browser, navigate to a URL, and refresh the web page. So using this navigation interface we can do this following task, and these are the methods. So this back method is for navigating back, and forward method is for forwarding to a particular URL. Similarly, refresh means it will refresh the web page, and to method you can directly move to a load to a new web page actually. Similarly, option class. So option class basically this is the interface. So basically that is help us to getting, adding, deleting a cookie, setting the timeouts, and managing different windows. So I have also included the methods here: add cookie, delete cookie. These methods are there. So we will use all these methods, so that's why I'm not going in details. So but just to place in one place so that it will be easy for us to remember, and when we are writing the program, we can get to know, okay, from this interface this functionality is coming. So if anybody asks you some question on which interface, inner interface is providing this method, you can easily answer this question. And for handling frames, different frames, different windows and tabs, this target locator interface comes into picture, and I have already mentioned all these methods. So when we will work on frames and managing alerts, so we'll discuss all these methods: kind, default, content, frame and active element. So we'll work on all these methods actually. And this window interface basically used to manage current window. So if you see, there are different methods called full screen, which will full screen the current window. Similarly, get position, which will give you the position of the current window. Get size, maximize, minimize. I think we will discuss each and every method, so nothing to worry about this. And similarly, timeout. Timeout is the interface which will help us to perform the wait actions actually. So implicit wait, explicit script timeout, and page load timeout, those things we can set and get using this timeout interface. And these are the methods present in that interface. So that's all. I think that's all, because we have already covered all these interfaces and how they are related to each other. And this is the most important diagram. So if you understand this diagram, so it will be very easy to understand how internally Selenium WebDriver works actually. So let's write one sample program so that it will be easy, like what we understand. So already I have attached the screenshot, and in last meeting also I already discussed. So I already created one project actually. So in my project I have going to the main package, and this is the first program. So here I have written one sample program to show like how it is working or not. So in the upcoming videos I will go section by section, and we'll discuss individual sections. And so for now I am just writing one sample program to show you like how we have written. So I have created one class called fast program, and after that I have created one logger instance for logging purpose. So that is optional. So if you want to use system.out.println method to print in the console, that is also fine, but I just wrote using a logger. So what I am doing, I am using testng actually. So I am using @test tag, and I am writing a method. Inside this method I am first line I am creating an instance of Chrome driver and storing in the WebDriver reference variable. So what it will do, it will create a session. So we'll discuss about session in the next video actually. So what is a session actually? So when you write this line, a new session will be started actually. And after that, when you are writing driver.get and this URL, so the driver will open this URL in the browser window actually. And after that I have written string title is equal to driver.get title. So driver.get title, so if you mouse over this method actually, so it will show you this will return get the title of the current page. So get title method will return me the title of the current page, and that I am storing in a title variable. And after that I am just using the logger, I am printing the title, and after that I am using asset j library and verifying that the title is equal to web form. And after that I have used some implicit wait here, so which is comes under wait strategy. So that also we'll discuss in upcoming videos. So what is wait strategy and why it is required, what are the different wait strategy, that also we'll discuss in detail actually. And I have written for each function I am writing one class to understand in a better way actually. So we'll discuss it. So after that what I am doing, so I am searching and finding an element with the locator name my text, and after that I am finding one submit button using the locator class find element method, and these are the by locators. So there are different locator strategy is there in Selenium, which will read which will also read in upcoming videos. So this is using CSS selector, it is finding that element, I am storing those, and after that I am passing the Selenium text in the text box using send keys method. So this method also will study, and after that I'm clicking the button. Similarly, I'm getting again this one element called message, and I'm storing that web element, and after that using get text method I'm storing the text from that web element, and after that I'm just write one assert statement which will do the assertion actually. So it will match, okay, the actual value is matching the expected value, and after that I'm ending this session by driver.quit. So let's run, we'll see. So I'm running this test. So if you see, my test got passed, and I have one log statement. So the title of the URL is welcome, that is also printed. So this is just a sample program. I just want to show like how we have to write the code actually. So I think I will give more importance in writing the examples and writing the code instead of reading theory. So we'll read theory first, and after that we'll write some program using those concepts, and we'll learn like that. So I think that's all for today's video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please provide your comments in the comment section, so that if you are facing any issues I can help you. Thank you so much.